What advice could you give to people interested in the ATM business but are worried they won't get their initial investment back if it doesn't work out? That's a great question, Chad, and I'm going to answer this question for you and for anybody else that might have this same question. However, just a warning, you're probably not going to like my answer. All right? Now, you're going to be along with me while we change some money out here. So here's the thing. I've been in so many businesses in my life, right? I'm going to be 50 this year, and I've had so many businesses that were successful, that weren't successful, that failed, you know. And the ATM business is one of these businesses where I really, in my heart of hearts, think it's virtually risk-free. Really, in my heart of hearts. And the reason I say that is because, now I'm not telling you there's no risk, right? Obviously, there's a risk with whenever we invest money, okay? But the reason I say that I feel it's virtually risk-free is because all the potential problems that you can think of for the ATM business, like, somebody steals it, or it's not a good location, right? Or, you live in a small area, whatever the problem is, there's something that you can do to overcome that problem, right? So theft, like you get insurance, right? You put an ATM in a location and it doesn't do well. Well, as long as you have an ironclad contract with the proper clauses in it, you pick that ATM up and you put it somewhere else, right? So these things you're combating. And I know if somebody's paying attention, like, well, what about the small people who live in a small area? Well, you're going to be successful even if you're in a small area. There's nothing to combat it. You just do the work, right? It still works in small areas. So anyways, I really do feel like it's kind of risk-free. I don't want to say completely risk-free because that's not fair. That's not genuine, right? But this is my advice to people that think this way. This is for you, Chad. If you feel like you're not going to make your investment back because the business isn't going to work out, if the ATM business doesn't work out for you, that's your fault, Chad. That's your fault. Anybody else that's thinking that way, it's your fault, right? Because the biggest issue where it doesn't work out is it's not a good location. And if that happens, you pick that ATM up and you move it somewhere else. If it's still not a good location, you pick it up and you move it somewhere else. Still not a good location, you pick it up and move it somewhere else. So if you say that business doesn't work out, at some point you stop working. And that's your fault. Does that make sense? So this business will be successful as long as you keep doing the work. Any questions, drop them below. Save this.